Previously on Work of Art.
We want you to create your own shocking piece of art.
You shout out all the time.
Don't ask me for advice.
Let's open up the gallery and find out how you did.
This shock challenge kind of pushed me out of my own comfort zone.
I was kind of a scatological mess.
I like the fact that we all got to do our own graffiti.
Thank you.
I said put the jar out.
Congratulations, Abdi.
Thank you.
You made a true work of art. John, Nao, your work of art didn't work for us. It's time for you to go.
Bye, guys.
At stake for the winner,
A solo show at the world-famous Brooklyn Museum.
and $100,000 provided by Prismacolor Art Uninhibited.
This is Work of Art, the next great artist.
Good morning. Mark, Ryan, we want you downstairs. It's a beautiful day outside.
It is beautiful, my friend.
Good morning, Nicole. May I just come in? And I see you eliminated all your roommates. You're all by yourself. I'm coming to wake you up bright and early.
Good morning, Simone.
Hey, Miles.
When I go out of the room to see who's doing the impression of Simone, then it's Simone, and then I'm really wondering whether or not I have undies on, but I'm pretty sure that I do.
Last challenge, 2 people had to go home. I'm really gonna miss John, and Nao was awesome too. We're a pretty small group, and there is no room for error anymore.
Artists, you're looking bright, fresh, and chirpy this morning.
Lies.
I hold the keys here for the inspiration for your next challenge.
What?
You will be driving these Audis waiting for you.
What? I've never driven in New York. I'm a little bit worried, but we'll see.
Enjoy the drive, because your journey and your next destination will be the inspiration for your next work of art. Your chariots are waiting for you. We're heading to 47th and Park. Come and join me.
Oh my God.
So, I hope you're a good driver, Jamie.
I am. Look at that. Driving.
Nicole, I know I've said this to you before, but just remember that there's totally an infinite amount of things that can go wrong.
What, like me driving you safely to the destination?
Why do you think I'm sitting in the back?
Miss Daisy?
I'm pretty shook up today. I'm thinking about how close I came to going home in the last challenge. I'm thinking about my girlfriend, and I don't want to let her down.
Try and pick some people up.
Yo, you want to get a ride?
Come in our Audi. It's pretty cool. I like driving in New York.
Really impressive. Oh, I'm getting excited. I don't know what it is.
I don't know either.
Suspense, suspense.
Suspense. We stop at the Audi Forum, and I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm a little nervous.
Oy vey.
Welcome to the Audi Forum and your next challenge. The saying goes, art imitates life. And for this challenge, we gave you all a journey through New York to the Audi Forum. We want you to use that experience as inspiration for a work of art. It could be anything you saw or did. It's that simple.
Wow.
Awesome.
Oh my God, I didn't pay attention at all in the car. I wasn't really thinking about the experience. I was just trying to enjoy myself.
You will be given half an hour to reflect on your journey. You can take some sketches, you can take some photographs, and you'll have until midnight today and only a couple of hours tomorrow to complete your work. And remember, you are in the presence of very sophisticated vehicles.
You have a lot of flexibility on this one, so really wow us. Good luck, and I will see you guys tomorrow in the gallery.
It's so beautiful. Every challenge counts, and it's a really, really open assignment. The more open the challenge, the harder it is to really come up with a good idea.
You okay?
Yeah, the place is just really overstimulating, and there's just so much going on everywhere, and all this stuff starts running through my head. I just got really overwhelmed really quickly, and the only way that I can get a good idea in my head is to just take a nap.
Miles I have a hard time identifying with because he wants to play the whole tortured artist role and put on the show and sleep during the project. We're all really lucky to still be here, and he's taking a nap.
Since I didn't meditate on anything while I was in the car or on the road, I take pictures of myself sitting in one of the cars. If I can't think of a great idea, I'll make something literal.
Everyone on the streets are passing by and staring into the windows. And then I realized that most of the people stopping at the windows and looking at me were men. So I started to take pictures of a few of them, and it really became kind of empowering and fun to try to catch them looking at me.
10 more minutes, artists!
I know that I want to work with a circle, something that speaks of just the energy of that wheel rolling through New York City.
It seems to be my job to wake you up all the time. You have 1 minute left.
When I wake up, I have my idea. My idea is to just create the exact opposite of everything that I experienced in the Audi Forum. So the inspiration is just really simple, quiet designs.
Okay, everyone, your time is up. You can now go to Utrecht Art Supplies. So good luck.
Those colors are dope. They're like super bright.
Yeah, they flow decently too. I've been on the bottom twice now, and I've learned that when I overthink my work, it is not good. So I'm just gonna try to be me. As cheesy as it sounds, that's what I've got to do. I want to, do myself proud. I want to do a good job, and I know that I can, and I will.
You got your idea, man?
Not quite.
I see Mark getting canvases and paint, and I was like, wow, he's not doing a photograph. This should be really interesting.
I feel like I have a lot to prove. It's really important that people see this is something I'm very passionate about, that I love, and I take very seriously.
3 minutes! I know, like, what should I grab, right?
Thank you. I buy some materials, and I really don't know what the heck I'm gonna make. I don't even have an idea.
You gotta use the speedball in the ink just because it's like the most opaque in the ink. A lot of that stuff isn't really light base.
I keep noticing that Miles and Nicole are flirting.
I don't know.
They look like a really cute couple, a match made in Urban Outfitters heaven.
I wanted the screens. We could make you a screen really quickly.
I've done so much dark stuff. I want to do something different. So I'm gonna make a soft painting for my girlfriend. I've been with my girlfriend for 10 years. She's seen me fall on my face time after time after time, especially after the motorcycle accident. I had physical therapy, 5 surgeries, neuropsych testing, and retraining my brain how to think and talk and learning how to walk. That's when I really started doing art again. I turned broke and she stayed with me. That's why I'm gonna make a piece dedicated to her.
People have pigeonholed me as, the photographer of the group. So I decided to paint an aerial view of a map from above. The only thing that I can do to finally get the win is to be a little riskier and push my imagery a little more. I'm really just gonna have to go balls to the wall and, hope something works out.
If anybody knows of any innovative dance moves to draw, let me know. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'll do some of those.
This looks so cool. You're so good at drawing figures.
I am creating little versions of myself, little mini-me's doing dance moves It talks about my love of car dancing and the energy in New York. I did dance competitively in high school and a little bit in college. I am beginning to feel very confident that I'm making something that is very close to home and very uniquely me.
You feel like you have a clear idea in mind?
Yes.
How do you people do this? Have ideas?
Ryan is the archetype of an art school boy. Skinny jeans and Beatles hair. He's really talented, but he's just sort of struggling with this challenge.
I not only have painter's block, but I'm stuck in this rut that I can't get out of, and I'm starting to get a little depressed about it.
Coming up on Work of Art.
Are you narcissistic by any chance?
It just looks very amateurish. The challenge is to make a piece of artwork inspired by our experience of driving the Audis through Manhattan and the Audi Forum in some way or another.
This is a nice piece.
I felt so incredibly vulnerable in that situation.
Yeah.
I felt like in the showroom I was in a panopticon where like everyone's staring at our situation and staring at the cars, staring at us.
Is this from inside the showroom?
Yes.
That's sweet. Jackie's a really good artist. It's crazy how the competition is exposing her weaknesses, but her strengths are shining through even more.
Jacqueline is a very sexy girl, and while I'm sure it's difficult being on display and being vulnerable, I genuinely think that she enjoys getting attention for her body.
Hey, Ryan, can I use your sunglasses?
I'm gonna use them in my painting.
I mean,
It'd be weird.
I wouldn't care, but I feel like I don't want to cramp your style.
Yeah.
I feel great that I have immunity, but every piece counts. Issues of morality are very important to my artwork, so I kind of want to make this painting of this like race car driver covered in logos. What does that mean? Is that good? Is that bad? Has this person like sold out?
I finally decided to do this painting of me sitting in an Audi because I see myself as this like cool, detached, like rock star, but I'm not really selling myself on the idea. I haven't been critiqued by the judges at all, and my work doesn't appear to be pushing the judges' buttons in any way.
New York is a really cool place, but it's a little too busy for me sometimes. I grew up in rural Minnesota with lots of woods. Being in the city just kind of complicate the storm in my head. And so that's kind of where the OCD thing comes in. Sometimes I get stuck and stare. It's just not fun. And it's just depressing, and I get really, really anxious. And the way that I get comfortable is by being totally alone. I'm working on this screen print of a photo that I took of this empty doorway. Trying to get at the quiet moments in New York City that were standing out to me amongst the hustle and bustle of everything. And then in front of that photograph will be these two structures that I've seen around construction sites. What are you thinking?
I was just gonna layer a bunch of things and then kind of like crumple it up and pass it. Miles is really awesome. I think we have a lot of similar concepts or inspired by similar things. He's probably the closest person to me in this competition.
I think you've got a cool, like, form going in. She's so damn good looking. And if Nicole ever made a move on me, the universe might implode. And if it didn't, then I would probably clam up, get really shy, and ruin things.
Thanks for your crit.
I'm here for you, pal.
Miles is completely manipulative. I see how he acts normally in the apartments, and then I see how he acts during challenges and in front of the judges, and it's two completely different people. I think he's an actor, plain and simple.
Cut up my prints.
Why are you listening to your camera?
When we were in the car, I recorded sounds and our conversation. So I'm just kind of like, you know.
I was confused about that.
I actually recorded sound bites throughout the trip, The Audi is so light and you feel suspended. So to incorporate that feeling, I'm going to suspend crumpled up stories of the day and coat that with clear resin. I want to make the viewer feel that hovering or that suspension.
It's so...
Bad, it's good.
Yeah, I like it.
We'll see. Yeah. At home, my process is kind of interesting. I get to go through my fashion magazines, take a pile of pornography, and see if I can find some really good naked ladies, and then just start working. Start drawing. So I start thinking about teasing the card, like all the words that I can make up that go with Audi. Saudi, hottie, gaudy. I think it's an interesting idea, and I hope that the judges see the humor in my work.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello, Simone.
I hope you had an inspiring day, and I'm here for my studio visit. Hey, Jamie Lynn.
Hello, Simone.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
So tell me, how did our morning's journey inspire you?
The main thing that initially inspired me was just how much fun it was in the car with you and Abdi. What I'm doing is kind of like a rock around the clock of myself just kind of rocking out to some hip-hop music. I'm gonna do some gold and some silver spray paint. This one's really fun, and I love dancing, so...
I feel the same, you know. Dancing is one of the greatest activities I can think of, at least of the ones that we can speak on television.
Yeah.
Now I'm blushing. Anyway.
I'm sorry about that. I do apologize. Aren't you a bit worried about time? Because you describing it sounds a little...
yeah.
complex, and at the last opening, you saved yourself just by a hair.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think I'll be okay. I'll make it work.
Yes.
I really think my piece kind of scares him a little bit, but I'm going to be positive, because if I want to make a piece that's got 24 debutantes in wedding gowns on a dinosaur, then that's what I need to do.
Jamie's piece doesn't seem to strike me as an incredibly mature work. I'm actually concerned about her because I think it looks a little bit hokey.
Hey, Jacqueline, how are you doing?
Hi.
First of all, congratulations. You made it to the
you.
top 2 last week, which is great.
Thank you. Simone's feedback is really important to me because I think that it's important that my personal experience be very relatable to other people, especially to a man. What I'd like to do is like pin these up to a wall and throw paintball at them. So it's like I caught them.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. Yes, I think that is an interesting take on it. Keep it up and go for it.
Okay.
How's it going?
Let me ask you, are you narcissistic by any chance? Every time, every challenge, you're doing a self-portrait of you. I know you look good, but it's been the basis of every single one of your works.
Has it been?
Ryan might be one of the craziest people in the competition. He always has a slight smell of alcohol on him, but he's a great guy.
Explain me what you're trying to do.
For me, it was like this really sort of exciting experience. I was like blasting music and like cutting off cabs.
So you're trying to convey some of all of that in your painting?
Yeah, it's sort of like this distended triptych, and it's like stretched out, you know? Like you think of when I don't know, when people hit warp speed in movies.
I would try and really give it something a little special so that it's not just seen as a very conventional portrait.
Okay.
And I think that's the danger that you're running right now. Pretty conventional at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
Okay. After talking to Simone, I was freaking out a little bit. I don't know what I should do to my thing. At this point, I feel like I started with the wrong idea. I'm thinking, oh my God, what have I done?
Coming up on Work of Art.
Jackie thinks she knows everything.
I don't like Mark's piece. It's just like hotel art.
Hey, Mark. How are you doing?
Hello, Simone. I can't shake your hand right now, but
That looks like a total departure from what you've used us to.
Driving around today, not only did I remember how much I miss driving, but how much, looking at a map, you miss the life and the color of the city because you just see a grid. I'm sure there'll be Mondrian references here and there, but...
Yes, do you like Mondrian's work?
I do. I definitely think that there's a need for reevaluation of it. So
you're trying to be the 21st century Mondrian?
God, I hope not. I'm just trying to add a little life to boring maps.
Okay. And you're going to add layers and layers and layers during the few hours that you still have at your disposal?
Exactly.
I find it very brave of you to go completely in a different direction.
Hopefully I'll prove something with this piece. We'll see what happens. I'll try and make you proud.
Thank you. Hey, Miles. How are you doing?
Hey, Simone, how are you?
So, tell me what you're doing and how it was inspired by this morning's journey and experience.
I'm so kind of overstimulated by it. I think the things that are popping out to me are just more simple, quiet moments that I find around the city.
It's so gorgeous, I must say, here, and it does convey certain serenity in a way.
And then in front of this will be placed this police barricade that I'll make out of that crappy pine 2x4.
I think the police barricade in front of it could really add the...
I think so too, yeah.
Urban feeling that you had this morning.
Yeah, it'll give a little bit more of an environment. It's going to be really beautiful against this.
Good luck.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much, Miles.
Have a good one.
I have an announcement to make for you, Nicole.
Oh, God.
You will have to share a new home at William Beaver House with all your female colleagues.
Oh, my goodness.
I see you still have a little bit of time tonight. Good luck, and I look forward to see you at the exhibition.
Oh.
I can usually live with anybody, but I'm concerned because it's always a production with Jackie. Jackie's a crazy chick.
I wake up super late, and I take 15 minutes to get ready, so...
Well, I don't take 15 minutes, but...
I know.
Do you think it would be more interesting for my paint splashes to be white or red?
White and red is blood. So I think is funnier. Like bird. White.
That's true.
Jackie gets the most help from everybody in the studio, even though she thinks she knows everything, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think she's smart enough to come up with ideas on her own.
Okay.
That's good, guy.
Drop some paint on my piece now.
With any luck, it'll be safe again. That's all my art has been so far.
I don't like Mark's piece. He's like, oh, it's a map. Oh, blah, blah. Like, whatever. It's just like hotel art.
It's just so ridiculous.
I almost want to display it on a higher podium.
It's going to make that space underneath that's much better.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
Well, then do it.
I'm excited about this piece. This is my favorite piece so far.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
If they hate it, then I'll just be like, whatever.
Wow.
Guys, we have 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
I'm exhausted.
Anyone know where X-Acto blades are?
I was not able to begin constructing the framing element to my piece. I feel like I'm not going to have enough time tomorrow to do it.
This is as good as it's gonna get.
I'm tired. I'm sorry.
Good night.
Night.
Hello. I have to shower. I have to blow dry my hair.
Where should I go?
I got your bed ready in here. All right, I have to take a shower. This is ridiculous. Good night.
Good night.
I'm like, crap. Living with Jackie is gonna be a lot harder than I thought.
Are you worried about tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even more so now being in the bottom twice.
My piece might be in a little bit of trouble because it's so sort of literal.
Elimination days. I'm just confident that I'm here for as long as I need to be here, and I'm just so grateful that the Lord magically got me here.
boys?
I am super ready.
All right, guys. Sleep when you're dead. Flapped. Awesome.
I respect the fact that Miles can build things, but his art, I think it's garbage. I wouldn't buy it, I wouldn't go to a museum to view it, and I wouldn't brag about it.
I always question my methods, always try to improve, so I thought I could just tack these photos to the wall because it kind of gives it a more voyeuristic quality.
How you feel about it, Eric?
I'm so proud of it, I feel great about it.
Right on, man.
How's there dust in the sheet?
I'm trying to impart a sense of motion to the background.
Do you ever take dry brushes and just blur
Yeah.
Bob Ross taught me that. Dude, I love Bob Ross.
Happy trees. There's no time to worry about what this thing's gonna look like.
Yeah, right?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
You have exactly half an hour until your next big exhibition. See you later.
Time is tight. We've got 30 minutes left, and they've still got to erect my 2 sculptures. It's just like right down to the wire, right down to the wire.
Artists,
Right as I connect them with that one screw, time's called.
your time is up. Can I ask each of you to grab your work and come with me to the gallery?
I only have like one screw connecting it, but it's finished.
I am definitely afraid about going home on this piece. All I can do is present the work that I've made now and hope that it gets me through this time.
Coming up on Work of Art.
It's just an ode to simplicity.
Keep it simple, stupid. It's like dancing without music. There's no rhythm.
It has no sex and it has no status.
Ryan's laugh is an entity unto itself. I'd like to make it my ringtone.
Ryan's a goofball.
I see that you're laughing at your work.
Everybody else just starts laughing, even if we don't know what he's laughing at. It's just funny to hear him laugh.
He's got this like, kind of laugh.
Does that sound anything like it? No, it doesn't.
That's really funny.
How's it going?
Please welcome back your judges. Critic Jerry Saltz, Jeannie Greenberg Rowaton, art advisor and gallerist. Gallery owner Bill Powers.
Hello.
And your guest judge this week, renowned contemporary artist Richard Phillips.
Richard Phillips does large-scale, hyper-realist paintings, and, I'm showing him, like, this cheesy oil sketch. So I don't really feel confident that he's going to appreciate what I've made.
This week, we asked you to create a piece of art from your experience through the streets of New York and your time at the Audi Forum. Let's find out how you did. Do you think it's a grid of the city?
It's not the best piece I've ever done, but it's certainly not the worst piece, and you never know what the judges are going to think, so I just have to have faith, I guess.
It looks like he was looking at the car's navigation device and then just kind of overlaying and overlaying and overlaying.
Like the whole composition.
It gives it a kind of history of 20th century collage, cutty-uppy portraiture.
I made a portrait of my girlfriend, Susie. This is a nice, pretty, soft painting. I've done so much dark stuff, and nothing's bleeding or rotten.
She owned what it was and then tried to find something humorous in it.
I did a series of linear drawings that played with language by using Audi inside of them.
It's quite clever. What's this one?
That's the innie and outie.
Oh!
It was all of her ideas. She couldn't handle them.
But not in a bad way. It's alive. It's working on gravity.
I think my piece is pretty unique compared to everybody else's. I'm one of the only sculpture projects, and it's not so literal, but you still can get the message.
It's just like a human heart.
Yeah, like cogulating.
Love dub.
Well, clearly this is Ryan's piece.
I think I might have preferred just one of the panels.
Yeah. I do notice the judges holding up their little notebooks and covering various panels, which sort of scares me. I am worried that I will get my critique that I've been wanting, and now I don't really want the critique because I'm not happy with the work.
Huh.
What are the wood structures supposed to be?
Not bad. Like little street signs.
Yep.
Pulls you in.
I drew a simple, quiet moment of the city that is kind of forgotten in the clutter and the chaos.
Very simple.
Keep it simple, stupid.
When I get closer, there's a kind of cringy feeling that I get.
My piece looks really great on the wall. It's very bright, and it's got little bits of the nighttime cityscape of New York, along with all of the silly mini-me's dancing.
I think it's a version of her, or like an alter ego.
This is good work. Original, that's for sure.
I'm really proud of my piece. I feel like it looks better than I even expected it to. I'm hoping that the judges see how much I've put into it.
She's taking pictures of people, looks like,
Random.
all guys.
Oh, maybe they're men who are looking at her.
I guess he won the race, huh?
At first, I wasn't so sold on my piece, but a lot of people at the gallery show really liked the piece, thought it had a good energy, and it looked really good on the wall.
It's a good show.
Yeah. You guys all did really good. For real.
We would like to see the following artists for the crit. Miles, Jacqueline, Mark, Ryan, and Jamie. If I didn't call your name, you are safe and can move on to the next challenge. You can say goodnight to your peers. Okay, let's start with Mark's piece.
When we were driving around Manhattan, I just really wanted to see where I was. So in my piece, I just wanted to represent a stylized version of the map.
Did you think about using photography for this challenge, or?
If I had used photography for this challenge, it would seem really flat and a little too graphic, and I wanted something with a little more handmade feel to it.
Mark, I think you ended up making an extremely generic painting that I'm afraid, even if it were in a hotel room, could get lost there.
The gridding off and filling in and breaking down, there's a certain satisfaction with going into all the little spots and filling all of them in. But that, in the end, amounts to painterbation in a certain sense.
Yeah, it's very true.
And
very true.
And I think that it's important to actually make a declarative statement.
I definitely realize that I haven't been taking risks and pushing myself as hard as I can. If given the opportunity, I'm just going to go balls to the wall and see what happens next time.
Thank you, Mark.
This piece deals with the drive that we took, and the impetus for the work comes from the desires that I had that day that were left unrequited, and I take this sort of fantasy photo of me driving. The fantasy of me being able to drive this car and enjoy myself and feeling like I'm in this, badass car.
Your pose is very relaxed, so it's both a combination of speed and relaxation.
I was thinking, I want to look cool. This is my sort of fantasy. When I was actually driving it, I was struggling and nervous, and cabs are cutting me off.
The state of mind that you got to is far more complex than the very shallow representation that you have here.
This is just way too literal. I don't get what you're trying to say here.
Part of making a great moment sometime is letting us fill in the blanks, and you filled in all the blanks for us.
Thank you, Ryan. Jacqueline, tell us about your piece.
As soon as I got into the Audi Forum, all I could think about were all of the men staring at me, and I felt just completely trapped and powerless.
Can you talk to us about the mirrored panels?
Putting mirrors in, and it catches you off guard, and so I think then you become self-aware, and that's what happened to me when I entered the showroom.
I have to say right out, I love this triangle that you've created. We're the viewer, they're looking out at us, but you are the one that has to complete the pictures. It's fantastic.
And I think that there is some growth in your work, and that's what I'm most encouraged by.
Thank you.
This piece succeeds in feeling that pressure, the pressure of the gaze, the pressure of the reflected surfaces that make up the city.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jacqueline. Jamie, why don't you tell us about your piece?
When we were driving around in the Audi, I was struck by the incredible energy, the tension and the nervousness and the excitement, and what it really made me want to do was car dance. And so we turned on some hip-hop. So I thought, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm confused. I'm just going to make a piece about rocking out in the car. So that's what I made.
I think we kind of have to cut right to it. The literal application of I wanted to dance, so here I'm dancing. Here's a car tire. Here's scenes of New York. Overall, ends up making it one of the more difficult pieces to digest.
I just don't know what I'm looking at. Is it a hubcap? Is it a record? It's just kind of all over the place.
It has no sex, it has no speed, and it has no status. All three things that you get both from a car or from the rap music that you were listening to.
There's an attempt at exuberance that I can see there, but it's like dancing without music, you know? There's no rhythm to this.
Yeah, I really don't have much to say. I mean, everything makes perfect sense.
Let's move on to the next piece.
Miles, tell us about your piece.
When we took our drive to the showroom, it was a overstimulating experience for me. So what I chose to do was take a photograph of something that I found very simplistic and very pure, and pair that with a sculpture, something that was really nice and simple and calming, just to kind of get that buzzing stuff out of my head.
Miles, what I like about this piece is that it isn't all overstimulation all the time.
I wonder about the overstimulation thing, using that twice, if that's good. Maybe as an artist, you're gonna be the overstimulation guy.
When you stand in between these, you get the feeling of standing in between these walls, and it's room-like, it's comforting. By no means do I consider myself an overstimulation artist. If anything, I'm seeking comfort. So if I'm any guy, I'm the comfort guy.
Comfort guy.
It's like a safe little spot amongst all the craziness and the noise and the people and the sounds and the sirens of the city.
You keep it simple, direct, and it involves you, me, the viewer, and the world. And I really like that.
Thank you, Miles. We have plenty to discuss. You can head up to the studio until we call you back.
I'm really glad I got to finally talk to the judges. Before, I really didn't know what sort of things they were looking for.
Hopefully we'll be given the chance to continue. Either way, the group will be 8.
So what did we think of tonight's show?
The standouts in this challenge were the people who tried to find little moments and find the magic in those moments.
What did we think of Miles's work?
Miles made a really successful piece. He created sculpture, photography. He made a sensibility piece about being in the city.
I like how simple Miles's piece is, and I feel like it's personal. I can see him in that world.
In the end, the work stands on its own, and I think it was a successful work.
Let's talk about Jacqueline's piece.
She really, really put herself in the work and outside of the work.
And she pushed her work another step forward in psychological development, making herself more open in the work. I think it's a pretty encouraging step on her part.
Absolutely.
I think that the idea of taking a potentially negative experience of having men leering at her and turning it around completely through her art is something that I found to be quite powerful.
Let's move on to Jamie.
Jamie's piece was like a scavenger hunt, and she just dumped all the junk out onto the wall.
There is no saving grace for the work.
She's a bit stuck in this idealized 17-year-old girl, and with a bit more content, she might have something.
What about Mark's painting?
Mark's looked boring, and I got really sleepy while I was looking at it.
There is a sense of unhealthy self-satisfaction in the way that this painting is made. to keep adding and adding and adding and adding until you're done is sort of like pushing and pushing and pushing me out of there, because when he was done, you know, I don't want to be around.
Let's move on to Ryan.
The painting is in trouble because it's a cool guy in a cool car, and you never go further than that. So in that sense, it's a dead work of art.
The persona of Ryan is this rebel, yet I don't see any rebellion in his work at all.
The very idea that lifestyle figurative painting is going to be some kind of rebellion anyway has to be thrown out, along with all three of these canvases.
Okay, so I think we've made our decisions. Miles, Jacqueline, both of you truly captured your experience, as well as our attention. But there can only be one winner. Congratulations. Jacqueline. You made a true work of art. That means that you have immunity and cannot be eliminated in the next challenge.
Thanks.
Jacqueline, you succeeded in negating the male gaze, and in turn, you gave us something to look at.
Thank you so much. When the judges acknowledge how hard you've worked and the strength of your ideas, it's very rewarding.
Thank you both. You can head up to the studio and please send your colleagues down.
Thank you. I'm very determined, and it is so important for me to push myself as far as I can.
So I take it you're going to make photographs from now on?
Maybe. We'll see.
Who won? Yay! It's about time!
Congratulations.
But they want to see you guys downstairs, so get up and go.
Congratulations.
Somebody from our apartment. It's about time.
Good luck, guys.
Thanks.
The art world is fickle. The only rule in art is what works, and none of your pieces did. Jerry?
Mark, you took an exciting, vibrant city and turned it into a dull, unoriginal painting.
Jamie, you threw a lot of elements on the wall. Dancer, hubcap, cityscape, but none of them stuck.
Ryan, sometimes you have to close the door on cool. You painted yourself as a poser, and ultimately, we felt it was one-dimensional.
Jamie, Mark, Ryan, one of you is leaving us tonight. Jamie, your work of art didn't work for us. It's time for you to go.
I am really sad to be going. I feel like I have worked really hard here.
Good luck, Jamie.
Thank you. I wish that I would have pushed myself a little bit more to just do something that felt really crazy. I've been so blessed to have been here where my only job is pretty much to just make art all day long. I'm just very sad. I just want to continue on the journey with everybody.
Next on Work of Art. For your challenge, it's up to you to decide what you want to put here that makes a statement.
Oh my God.
Mother of pearl. Wait, what are we doing?
Holy crap! I'm not your helper, dude. You just shot yourself in the foot.
You don't deserve to be here.
I don't?
No, I don't think so.
Then you. You! Then go!
Oh, come on!
To learn more about Work of Art, The Next Great Artist, visit BravoTV.com.
Matches, pretty matches.